On this channel, we've criticized almost all the individuals that make up the modern dating trash ecosystem, ranging from simps to radical feminists.
We need to kill all men.
From Insta thots
You're not down to my knees.
to all the women hitting the wall.
If you hear something or an update about your ex and it just kills you.
And of course, the most despicable of the bunch, the male feminist.
Then don't we have to also talk about prejudice against men? And the answer is no, we don't.
However, one of the slimy creatures that's still missing from this list is the well-known fake alpha male, and they are a serious fucking problem.
Women are naturally expensive, the ones that are worth it.
And this is a regular girl. I was Zella 300. This girl was ready to leave the club and just come me right away.
Any who has no self-worth, she ain't gonna demand nothing.
You gotta make a woman yours.
Fat little bitch.
You have to give her a new name that only you call.
So I would see you first, ¿me entiendes? You definitely don't want to just pop off with somebody you don't know. 270?
You know what I'm saying? A coward, dog.
Just go to Houston. Go to the strip club and make it rain $6,000, $7,000. And I was getting the baddest girl there.
We're way better looking.
Pussy.
We have way more money.
When people come to me and they buy one of my programs, it's like 20,000 or 40,000. Some people, that's them paying such a crazy amount. I'm like, I made that in the last 3 hours, dipshit.
If a bum came up to you and said, oh, nice car, you're not gonna care why, because he's so far beneath you, his opinion don't count.
I could pull 100,000 on the bank. Can you do the same?
Get this man
you can't do.
Long story short, I blew up over social media. I was the most famous man in town.
Here I come, I'm selling her 500. I might not get it that week. She might still let you hit.
I was bigger than J Balvin, Maluma, Bad Bunny.
But by next month, after $1,800 in Zells, $1,800 in Zells, $1,800 in Zells, I'm at the house the next month, and that's mine.
Yes, boys, on today's menu, the problem of fake alpha males. Now, I know some of you guys might not like me critiquing some of these dudes. Perhaps you are a fan of them or you like some of the things they say, and to be fair, they do say good things as well.
If you knock it out the park on your first business, you are the rarest motherfucker on earth. Get ready to invest and fail a few times.
Make sure no one has any leverage over you in any area of life. Routine and boredom gets results, so learn to love them.
However, that does not mean that I'm not going to critique them when they say crazy shit.
I'm at the point now where I'm seriously only considering dating actual teenagers.
Yeah, like that. I mean, come on, man. Because I talked about older women being creepy in my last video linked up here, but this is right up there. So think of it this way, if your friend does or says something incredibly stupid, you don't just let them off the hook, you let them have it and you laugh your ass off.
The reason why I'm taking the girl 17 of life in one video, but nobody conquered her. Nobody conquered her. No.
My god, man. Trying to make the argument that a girl hasn't been conquered yet after 17 dicks in one session is crazy. Please drop a like if you think wannabe alphas like this are completely delusional, and comment down below what you think. So me calling out these guys is not me hating on them, but it's simply holding other men accountable when they say or do crazy shit.
I'm an older man. I realized that the only way to get these young girls, you gotta pay. Boom, 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 boom. I was flying them from Miami to LA, New York to LA, Atlanta to LA. Zelle, Cash App.
Guys, seriously, do not do this, because what Pap Smear Donnie here is confessing to is a literal federal crime, since this directly violates the Mann Act and holds charges for up to 10 years in prison per count, regardless whether or not these women were consenting to it.
She get her boo smoked by a local cool, but I want my turn. I'm single, I don't got a girlfriend. I want her to come for the weekend.
You see, paying women to travel across state lines to come and you is highly illegal, and it's one of hundreds of charges against P. Diddy, and it's also one of the things that Congressman Matt Gaetz was recently investigated for, and it cost a world of shit for him. So do you now see why calling out these fake alphas is important, since best case scenario you end up doing 20 years in prison, and worst case scenario, you end up dead.
I was moving around from apartment to apartment for a while, not knowing if I was being tracked and gonna be murdered. And I was legitimately scared for my life, and a lot of people knew where I lived.
Yep, that happened, but we'll get to that in a sec. Because the reason why I have such a problem with these idiots is because they make everyone who makes content for men,
Mozzie, we heard you came to Phoenix in a helicopter.
look like a complete imbecile by saying the most ridiculous things.
That helicopter was parked and you got in.
You cannot afford to talk to me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
City of Medellin, it's a bunch of low IQ retards.
10-inch long, stiff, girth veins in it. I'm dropping big dog dick in that pussy.
I've never watched one podcast, not one mother.
Yeah, nothing alpha about any of that. Because if you are indeed a highly intelligent or highly successful individual, and you've built yourself a nice, comfortable life, then that is a good thing and you should be proud of that. It is something that every man should strive for, and you are allowed to celebrate your own success. However, constantly yelling in people's faces that you are top tier, super high value, or ultimate alpha is just f***ing ridiculous.
It's gonna be extremely hard for a woman to find a man that's better than me. The next guy she find better is gonna be Jesus.
I'm a fly, big dick. I can do whatever I want with anybody.
Pull your account out. That one account has 1,129,000 in it. Then we go to the other account. This is just my Chase bull.
Yeah.
That has $1 million in it. This one has 1,115,000, and then this one has $1 million right there that I will spend this month. I'll spend that.
This behavior makes you just as trashy as the women who post non-stop thirst traps on Instagram, showing the whole world every inch of their bodies. Because no one is arguing that you're not successful, just like no one is arguing that these women don't have amazing bodies. But the problem is, when you're showing it off to the whole world and sleeping with 50 or 100 dudes,
I had a foursome to get back at this guy. I so many guys over summer and I regret so many of them.
Because when most men see women like this, all they think is
recreational use only.
Exactly, Cooley. But I would even go one step further and say, don't even give trashy women like this the time of day, since it's really not worth it. All they will do is bring chaos and drama into your life.
Contacting 50 to 20 girls per day per Instagram account. I'll buy some followers, bada bing, bada boom. I'm gonna operate like 3 or 4 accounts. So we're gonna be contacting 60 girls a day on Instagram plus dating apps.
Which brings me to an important point that a lot of these men like to talk about, but don't practice, which is accountability and stoicism.
Talking about traditional masculinity, having standards, cutting off hoes, having standards, cutting off hoes, having standards, cutting off hoes.
A great example of this is Myron's dating assistant named Casey.
I don't have time to be swiping right and left and talking to these bimbos. And so what I did was I hired Casey,
who just can't stop getting himself into serious trouble everywhere he goes. Ranging from apparently crazy feminist in Brazil,
what motivates a woman to wake up and try to get the entire world to cancel me,
to all of the people in Medellin.
But certainly in Medellin, Colombia, there's some of the lowest IQ, most degenerate people, and what comes along with being very low IQ is racism.
To even his own fan base and customers because they won't give him a testimonial.
What I have an issue in is none of the other steps except the testimonials. Some of you are quite frankly being little bit, and I really don't like working with little bit. Help me grow my mother business.
Yeah, that will do it. Now they will totally love you. Anyways, this dude got himself into some serious life-threatening trouble in apparently 2 countries now.
Brazil, other countries I don't want to name because Jesus Christ, I don't want any more Matrix attacks from crazy people anymore. So whatever, I just can't specifically name any countries for a while because people are out to get me.
But we'll get to that in a minute, because what's truly hilarious is how this so-called high-status social media man wants to make friends.
This new community I'm starting is going to be more for friends. The criteria to get into this is you have to leave me a good testimonial, even if you didn't purchase from me, because we'll be friends at that point. Because I need cool friends, and once you're in this community, we're friends at that point. Absorb what I know, come be my friend and kick it with me.
I mean, come on, dude. This entire video is basically him begging you to be his cool friend and say nice things about him. Not exactly high status if you ask me, but hey, what the f do I know, right? However, the real question here is, why is this dude getting so butthurt about people clearly not wanting to publicly associate with him, when he's deliberately trying to be as controversial as possible?
I'm at the point now where I'm seriously only considering dating actual teenagers.
No one is making videos like this thinking, yep, that's a nuanced take. Clearly you want to start some shit up, but apparently the heat from that video was a bit too much because it's now a privated video.
I tried to pull up the original video today for commentary, and what do you know? The video has been taken down. bro. Like, you gonna say it, stand on it, dog.
Which fits perfectly in the fake alpha playbook where you want to play with the big boys and say outrageous things, but the moment you get the attention you so desperately seek, that's when you run and hide. Now, even though he went on to specify that he's talking about 18 and 19-year-olds,
18 and 19 years old, because women do not come pre-assembled.
Clearly he wanted the shock value here by using the word teenager in both the video and the title because he knows people will think that he's talking about 15 and 16. And look, don't get me wrong, I don't care about large age gaps in dating, especially if everyone is an adult. But what's really weird is when you go this hard on it, especially since this is not the only video that he made and he keeps emphasizing that he likes them young. And when you start using terms like teenagers, you just make the whole thing creepy, which is the exact same that Bunny Blue does when she talks about dating barely legal 18-year-olds.
So, barely legal 18-year-olds. And I call them barely legal teens because I'm aware it's gonna get attention.
Yup, that's just as f***ed up. Now, funny enough, Bunny actually has bigger balls than this dude because she does not give a f*** about any of the backlash she receives, and she just doubles down on it.
You deal with hate quite well. You must do. You must be quite...
it just goes over my head.
Do you think it's okay that men cheat on their wives with you?
100%.
Why?
Because women are lazy. They want women's rights and they want things equal. But then they're the ones that want the bills to be paid for. They expect their guy to go and earn more money than that. And then you're not even going to do the bare minimum, which is go down on them. So when they're not doing that...
Well, she does have a point there. But anyways, we're getting off track with this foul harpy because Pinkbeard here loves to call people low IQ, especially the people in Medellin.
Medellin as a city has one of the most xenophobic or racist attitudes towards foreigners of anywhere on the planet. They're an extremely low IQ people.
City of Medellin, it's a bunch of low IQ retards.
But certainly in Medellin, Colombia, there's some of the lowest IQ, most degenerate people.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until they come looking for you, right?
For all we know, people are looking for me and they're just gonna come kill me and shoot me because they're saying that I did some pretty bad things in these fake news articles.
Which makes it very ironic that he put himself in an incredibly stupid position that would so obviously backfire and could have ended a lot worse than it did. Since when you throw money around in South America, insult the locals,
better opportunities for dating because the local guys there are garbage,
and run thousands of dollars of Facebook and Instagram ads looking for young women to party with,
buying Instagram ads, buying story ads, and then advertising my parties to 18 to 26-year-old women.
We were spending thousands of dollars a month on Facebook ads to promote the party. So again, any 18 to 26-year-old girl in Medellin saw my ads come across.
Luring them with free Uber rides and free alcohol.
Pay all the girls Ubers. We never gave the girls money, but we paid all the girls Ubers, the drinks, the food.
While stating that they must not have large visible tattoos.
Not even girls who have large visible tattoos were allowed.
Then yeah, at some point, people are gonna try and paint you as some sort of pimp or human trafficker, and they're gonna try and lock you up, or even worse.
They're saying that I did some pretty bad things in these fake news articles, and some went the extra mile and like really invented some fake nasty stuff that they said that I did. So this guy's actually risking his life to protect me and shelter me.
To make matters worse, when this dude was being trashed online, he was actually hoping the women that he invited to those parties would come to his defense and help clear his name.
What I really needed was the women in my corner. They all backed out except for one. All of them except for one backed out of the whole thing.
Oh really? So you mean to tell me that those cheap skanks that you lured to the party with Facebook and Instagram ads to come and party at some random guy's house were not reliable? Wow, who the f would have seen that coming? Are you kidding me? Now that is what you can actually call low IQ.
Low IQ,
Now look, I don't want Casey to get killed or cancelled or have anything bad happen to him. I simply want to call out his bullshit and hypocrisy, and I truly don't care if he continues doing his thing. But at this point, it seems almost inevitable that something bad will happen since this guy does not learn from his mistakes at all.
I'll go back to Colombia. I have no problems with the country, legal problems. I hate the city of Medellin. It's a bunch of low IQ
and he just blames everything on jealousy and racism.
We're gonna get a bad rap there just due to, simply jealousy and not a whole lot else. So
nobody cares if white guys enjoy themselves abroad. Just don't do any of the dumb that you are doing.
I think that if you have common sense, you wouldn't allow 2 or 3 random chicks off Tinder into your apartment.
This was Fake Alpha Males Are a Massive Problem. Please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos.